Alright, here's a walkthrough of my ugly turbo bike. It's a Gs500 2005, got it for 500 bucks. No title, yes I checked on it, but it ran and I wrote it off. They had cut that, so basically here's the turbo setup. It's a blow-through setup with a Mikuni HSR42 running a 145 main and a 22.5 pilot, and the clip is on the second richest setting. The fuel pressure is supplied by an AEM 13301 fuel pressure regulator, and this is what's on called a Deadhead Setup, to where it comes from the fuel pump, which is remote mounted here with an exhaust flange, and that pumps straight into the fuel pressure regulator, and then whatever pressure is extra comes out of the bottom here and back up to the tank, and from the fuel pressure regulator it goes right into the carburetor. Since there was no return large enough on this carb to make it a normal return style, so I just did what's called the Deadhead. It's pretty popular on older forced induction systems. For the manifold, I took a Harley exhaust pipe and made a Y pipe, and I threaded in just a little 1/4-inch nipple here for the vacuum lines. The vacuums run to all the atmospheric vents on the carburetor itself, so whenever it's under boost it can actually work right because it's all got the same amount of pressure, and then it tees off and goes back into the fuel pressure regulator. Exhaust, I took the stock manifold and I Y'd it. Basically, you can see how ugly that is, but I turned it into a Y, and then I took two 182-inch exhaust bends and made this Q pipe right here, which goes into the turbo here. The turbo, I don't know if you can read, it's a Yamaha TC0306A. It was the smallest production turbocharger ever put on a car, and also it was off the Yamaha XJ650 turbo, I believe. It's gated at 14.5. I really want to change that before I start this, but oil is supplied through the stock oil cooler. I got a bigger one off an F-150 I'm going to throw on, and I just took the pipe, bent it, and went through some adapters to make it to this 10mm banjo, and then out of the bottom it just comes through here and back into the stock oil location here, right there. Yeah. Other than that, I just need to finish off intake tubing and finish gas plumbing, but throttle works. I've already started the thing. I mean, there's full open, there's full close. And as far as timing goes, I'm just going to set it back 4 degrees and run some very high octane, and I'm only going to run it up to about 8 psi for the first few months.